Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Poopy Bus Adventures. My name's Jeremiah.
My name's Veda.
And today we're going to be talking about mail.
How you get your mail.
Where to get your mail.
Yeah, that's it, pretty much.
Yeah,
how to get it and where to get it.
So this would include things like Amazon, regular mail, if you're ordering things online. So these are, you know, all sorts of different options for all sorts of different occasions.
Yep.
I'm going to kind of go over the easy stuff that you might have overlooked. Veda's going to go over some stuff that we've done that has worked for us, like even while we were in quartzsite.
Yeah, exactly. Some personal experience that we have with it, you know?
Yeah, so I'm going to kick it off with the super easy ones, which is your friends and family. If you have friends or family, which again, like maybe not everybody does. Some people who do this are a little bit older and you might not have that as an option. But for some of us it is. And you can have things delivered to your friends and family's homes and just go pick it up from them. If you're full-time on the road, because some people split their time up between like their house or they have like an off-grid situation, obviously you would get things mailed there. That's not an option for everybody like us. This is our permanent residence. So, you know, we'll have things mailed to our friends or family's houses, and then we'll go pick it all up at once, or wherever we're staying, we can have it mailed there, which brings me to getting like our registration and everything.
Yeah, registration and license.
Yeah, so like that can be mailed to a residence, but if you're out on the road, because sometimes those things come up where you need to have it redelivered to you. Yeah. Veda found a really good way to do that.
So that same thing, it happened to us. Our registration was about to expire and we were all the way in Arizona and we couldn't get a registration mailed to us. So we had it mailed to a family member's house and they mailed the registration to us. So how it works is you do it for the post office, USPS. So it's called general delivery. So not all post offices offer this service, but it is a free service. So if you do find a post office that offers it, take advantage of it if you can. I know there are size limits and stuff like that for your packages. So you can't do anything huge or anything like that. We did just get, a small little envelope delivered, so it was no big deal.
How did you find that it had general delivery? Like, how do you find that out?
So I just went on their website and looked to see if they had general delivery. So we were in quartzite at the time. So obviously, they do it there because there's a lot of people there that live there full time, and people are always there. So we did the general delivery there. I found that online. You just went on the post office website, you go to services, mailing services, and it'll list it right there. And then it'll explain everything on the website on how to address the package, what to address it to, et cetera, et cetera. It's really easy. And then the only thing is you just go in the post office, you show the ID. So it has to be, you have to have a valid ID, and then it does have to be in your name, whoever.
The package.
Yeah, the package has to be in the person's name, whoever's picking it up. So I had no issues with that, besides they do only do it at a certain time in quartzite.
Yeah, that was another one.
So that was a little frustrating. Yeah, we didn't know it was a specific time. So it didn't say it anywhere online, nowhere inside the post office that I saw at least. And so we go there. It was our last day in town and we went there to go pick it up. And it was at like 8 or 9 in the morning, pretty much as soon as they opened. Yeah. So I go inside and I'm like, oh, I'm here to pick up my mail for general delivery. And they're like, oh, well, it's only from 12 to 1. So you had an hour time to pick up your mail. So anyways, we wait in the post office for, 2 or 3 hours in the parking lot. It's hot. We don't have AC. It wasn't that fun. But you got to do what you got to do. So anyways, I go back inside and get it. And of course, there's a line of like 15 people. So we got the mail. It all worked out. So then also, there's another thing that we used a lot would be the Amazon lockers.
Yeah, the Amazon lockers were huge.
Yeah, that was a lifesaver. We used those probably 10 or 15 times while we were out on the road.
Yeah, because they're pretty much everywhere. They're pretty easy to find, and it's pretty easy to get it done. Yeah,
they're in pretty much all major cities or even like small suburbs. We had no issues finding any, at least within like an hour drive from us, no matter where we were. You okay, Wangles?
Hold on, Wangle break. Come here.
She just wants down?
She just wants to be held.
Okay, Wangles needed to be held.
Involved.
Yeah, we're not sure. Hi, what's up? So yeah, the Amazon lockers are pretty easy to find. So you just go on their website or the app, whatever you're using, and you can search for locker locations. So you can use the state that you're in, the city that you're in, or the zip code, and it'll show ones that are near you. So most of the ones that we went to, they were located outside of like a gas station or something like that. So
inside of like a Ross.
So that was the thing I was about to say. The ones outside of the gas station, obviously they're 24 hours. You can go there whenever you want. But we did go to one that was inside of a Ross, so you can only go there from a certain period of time, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But it is a pretty easy process. Like with the Amazon locker, you just have the app on your phone, you go up to the locker and it's all connected through Bluetooth. So I'll just hit I'm here, or literally just open the app and it'll open the locker for you. Sometimes it'll give you a code and you have to put in the code because they don't have a Bluetooth set up on all the lockers, but it was easy for the most part. And then going on to the lockers, USPS also has lockers like that. We never got to use them, but I did find that online somewhere.
Yeah. And then one of the major caveats of like this lifestyle is some things are really, really difficult to do. Like a lot of this information we found out on our own. Some of it's pretty obvious. Some of it, you kind of find out while you're out on the road when you're like, oh my gosh, we need this. And sometimes things come up that you can't find a way around, which is getting large items delivered, which is a really big issue. It's kind of like I wouldn't say a huge hurdle. It's just one of those things that you have to consider if you're looking for something.
Yeah, because obviously, we're not going to be getting large items very often, or most people wouldn't, but getting something important like the Jackery, the new Jackery, luckily we were somewhere where we could have it mailed to. Otherwise, that would be a big hurdle to get around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and what did we tried to order like this screen for the front window, but the package was too large.
Oh, so that's the other thing too, is the Amazon lockers, the package has to be pretty small. I'm not gonna lie, like no bigger than a shoe box.
Yeah, so again, like it's a caveat to this lifestyle. You kind of learn while you're on the road, and we're just sharing our experiences. But these are some tips that if we had one place to go to find them, we'd want to share them all at once, because this is like one of those things where you have to search like 50 different websites to get something, or
different
search forums
and stuff like
and they're
that.
like from 2018, so you're like, does the post office still do this?
Like, do they
is this
still do
a
this?
thing? And then another thing is, anytime we say anything, double check it yourself. Always do your own research, and if you can, do what we don't do and call ahead. Call the post office and make sure that they do it. I think the post office we called was really cool. They just didn't mention the fact that we could only pick up for the hour.
Yeah,
because it was also
we did call them to make sure that we were allowed to get the package sent there and everything.
Yeah.
Because again, we weren't sure how that worked, and we didn't want our registration or license to get lost in the mail or us not be able to access it. You know.
Exactly.
But they did not tell us the time. But it was pretty simple just to get them on the phone and be like, hey, do you offer this service? They're like, yes, here's how you do it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so it is one of those things that it's hard to find information on. Same thing with like, how to, get rid of your waste and things like that. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's just a lot of information that's really outdated.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to a nomadic lifestyle.
Yeah, things change, times change. We have updated technology, etc. So
you never know.
You can't read what somebody wrote 10 years ago. Sorry, guys, my leg is itching.
But yeah, I mean, with all that being said, if you guys have any ways that we didn't talk about, comment down below. Let us know how you get your items delivered. If we pretty much covered it all. Yeah, if you know something better, if you know a way to deliver larger packages, because every once in a while, you might need something on the road. You might need to get a new solar panel. Yeah. Where are you going to get that delivered?
A battery,
a toilet. You might need something that's larger that, some people don't have somewhere to have it delivered. So how do you do that?
How do you do that? So
but
we still don't have the answer to that. So
yeah,
if we find it, we'll let you know. Or if you guys have the answer, let us know.
Yeah. Check us out on all of our social medias, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We post pretty much everywhere really regularly.
Yeah, pretty much daily on everything besides YouTube, like every other day on YouTube, pretty much. So.
Yeah, so if we find any more tips or anything, we'll start posting them online just so, people have a place to go to kind of get all the information they need. But as far as getting your mails checked out,
That's it.
that's it. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Peace.
Wangle says bye.